came up on Fried Bologna, boy, what you expect?
Hello?
What's up, bro?
Hey, man, not a whole lot. Same old on my end. What's going on with you?
Same shit, different toilet, bro.
I feel it, man. And to all of our listeners out there, this is 10 Man TC.
And this your boy High IQ.
And this is the Fried Bologna podcast.
The podcast is as random as this Lakers-Cavaliers trade, bruh.
Man, all right. First and foremost, the Cavs just had a clearance sale. Every nigga must go. Half off on D-Wade.
Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah. Wait, real quick, though. So, how do you want to do this? Do you want to just do a formal apology to me on air? Or do you just want to do it via social media? Because I told you about this team. I told you about this shit. I think it was call 15, bro. I was like, I'm not sold on this shit.
I might be missing something. Because I don't know what you told me what was going to happen. I don't remember you predicting a trade or nothing like that.
Well, the thing is, when D-Wade first went to the Cavaliers, you know how I felt about that shit. But I think it was call 15. I can't remember. But we were talking about the trade. And I was like, you know what, man? I'm not sold on this fucking team. I'm really not. There's too many fucking question marks. Now, this is prior to the IT trade, but still, man, like, shit just...
Well, here's how I feel about D-Wade. D-Wade, I think, realized that either this was going to be his last year or next year was going to be his last year, and he wants to retire in Miami. Things weren't going good enough in Cleveland to have an excuse to stay. I think, or theory number two is he knows Bron ain't staying, and why commit to staying here this year when all this shit's going bad? Even though I still believe LeBron ain't going nowhere.
Oh, you think LeBron is staying?
Yeah, I think LeBron's gonna he's on the downturn, and I don't think he's going to retire on another team. That wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, but I also was like, it didn't really make no sense for him to leave Miami when they're coming off all that success. I figure,
but it made more sense for him to stay. It made more sense for him to go to Cleveland though too, just for those legacy purposes.
True. That was a big. Well, wait. Let's back up though. I want to hear your thoughts about this trade. What the Cavaliers got. What you think about IT going to the Lakers. So let me hear what you got to say.
All right, so this will be the Fried Bologna sports podcast for like the next few minutes. So on the surface, when I first heard that they're letting IT and Channing Frye go to the Lakers for Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance Jr., the first thing I thought was, damn, I like Channing Frye. And I don't know why I feel bad about him getting traded. I don't know why I feel bad about it. Maybe he would prefer to be in LA. But I like Channing Frye. I think he's a cool dude. But on the surface, I was like, I don't know about that trade. And then after hours had passed or a day or whatever, however long that was, I was like, that actually might work out for Cleveland a little better. Larry Nance is a athletic, agile, front court guy, block shots, rebound, and he's also athletic and quick enough to guard on switch screens. So that's good. Jordan Clarkson gives you athleticism, spark off the bench, defense. He can shoot. Jordan Clarkson, although he said he plays for the bitches, he plays really hard for him because he was key for the Lakers, and I think the Lakers might actually hurt letting him go. That remains to be seen also. So after I got my, my emotions about Channing Frye leaving, because I think at this point IT is not going to work out in Cleveland, so I didn't really have any bad feelings about him going. I think the Cavs won that side of the trade. But here's why I feel bad for IT, because I think he's going to keep getting traded so nobody has to pay him. And right now he's looking like damaged goods. So there's no way anybody's backing up that Brinks truck right now. So I think IT, and we talked about this on our thread. Shout out to the '96 Bulls. I think IT really did himself a disservice by not shutting his motherfucking mouth. Now I know I did say on the thread that I like when guys talk. I like when they're being honest in the media. Because I like to hear the actual thoughts. Maybe I'm just like nosy or something, but I kind of like to know what's really going on in their heads, whether they're right or wrong. So I appreciated it for that, but y'all was right in saying he should have kept his mouth shut, because it didn't do him any good, especially when he was sucking, and he's the new guy. Yeah, so did I answer your question?
No, I think those are all good points, man. I agree with you that initially when I saw the trade, I was like, what the fuck? But then again, like I thought about it a couple of days, and I was like, yeah, this is a good move for the Cavs. The other good thing that they have going for them is everybody that they got, there's no, like, I think IT, or maybe not IT, maybe it was Tyrone Lue. He mentioned when they first started struggling, a lot of dudes have agendas on their squad, and now there aren't really too many agendas there. I think you got a lot of guys there that's going to be cool with just following Bron's lead and kind of just fitting in. Because, you had of course you had IT trying to prove something. You had Derrick Rose trying to prove something. You even probably had D Wade still trying to prove something at times. So
D Wade was phenomenal in that second team, though. And I know I might be exaggerating with the word phenomenal, but I think his 12 points a game coming off the bench, giving them a spark, giving them that leadership. And D Wade actually played defense. Right. I liked him on that squad, on the second team.
Right. Yeah, I liked him too. It was hard just as a basketball fan to see that nigga come off the bench, but it was dope to see at the same time him embrace the role and pretty much produce. It wasn't the old D Wade, but it was still good shit.
It's even better to see him back in Miami. That's dope to see him there. I couldn't live with myself knowing he didn't retire in Miami. So I'm glad he did us all a favor and got back there. And I think for him, he just wants to have some fun now because he knows he's not going to be in no championship team. So shouts out to D Wade. That's somebody who's playing for the love of hoop, and I respect that.
Yeah, I respect it too, and I'm really glad that he did go back to Miami. It just kind of felt right, and I didn't really anticipate him leaving initially. I just thought he was going to be one of those guys that would be able to. Yeah, no, it's fucked up, man. Now I do want to talk about right. I do want to talk about this IT thing because, the thread you mentioned again. Shout out to the '96 Bulls. I kind of respect IT keeping it real. Like, I think at the end of the day, he's that type of dude where if he sees something wrong or he doesn't agree with something, he's going to let it be known. It's just the way it is. And I kind of respect the fact that it didn't change just because he's playing with LeBron James. What's right is right to him. Okay. The other thing, I still kind of, I feel a little sympathetic for IT because did he play horrible? Absolutely. But he was coming off a hip injury that, and in my experience, I've gotten contusions on my hips, and that shit's real. For him to have a significant hip injury, I think people are kind of downplaying that shit. Like they expect him to be the IT of old immediately, and I think that takes time Now I was watching that show
Mm-hmm.
with Chris Carter and Nick Wright. I forget the name of the show, but Nick Wright essentially was like, Chris Carter did bring up the hip issue, and Nick Wright's response to that was, "It's his hip. It has nothing to do with his shooting mechanics. That has nothing to do with his arms."
He has
Bruh.
nothing. He has no idea what basketball is. Obviously, never seen this. Never seen this
Right.
before.
Well, I mean, what would you say? I mean, damn near every play requires some type of explosiveness. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think honestly, I think you're. This is gonna sound weird, but hoopers, I think, will understand what I'm saying. Is like your arms are probably the last thing that matters in your jump shot.
yeah.
Like, it's the last thing. I mean, it's shoulders and then arms. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's your feet, where your feet are, how your stance. And then
Right.
it's your hips, like firing from, through your hips up to your shoulders, making sure your shoulders are square.
Yeah.
And then it comes up to that
I
guy
just
has
don't.
no idea what you're talking about. Nick Wright, you're an idiot.
Right. Right. I can't believe he said that shit on air. And my thing is, at the end of the day, only he knows how healthy he is, IT. And I just think he's not healthy, and he's probably indirectly, subconsciously compensating,
Mm-hmm.
and shit's throwing everything off at the end of the day. Now, the other thing that kind of sucks about, when keeping it real goes wrong is here we have a guy that essentially is 5'8" and barely 5'8". And he overcame the odds, and not only did he make it to the fucking NBA, damn near was in contentions to win the MVP.
Average damn near 30 points a game in the NBA.
Right. And now there's a possibility 2 years from now, 3 years from now, he may be out the league just because of the quote unquote bad rap that he has now. Shit is unreal to me. So in that regard, yeah, I feel bad for IT.
Me too.
Yeah, man. It's a fucked up situation, man. He is who he is at the end of the day.
And the last part of this Cavs trade that we'll discuss, and then we'll stop talking about sports to all of you who are yawning and wishing we'll stop. Is I hated to see Derrick Rose go, only because I'm still a Derrick Rose fan from Chicago, and I want to see that Derrick Rose again so bad. I thought I was going to see a different, rejuvenated Derrick Rose with Cleveland, but he still showed himself to be kind of mentally weak. So I feel bad for him from there. He's going to be one of those guys that's going to just fade into obscurity. The only MVP ever to fade into obscurity. And, I don't know if Utah's going to buy him out. Also, getting rid of Jay Crowder, he just never could catch the rhythm of Cleveland.
Yeah.
Something about Jay Crowder. I think he just, he didn't want to leave Boston either. And I just don't think he was mentally always there. I think Cleveland's addition of Rodney Hood, athleticism, shooting, that's going to help them out a lot. Who else did they get? They got one more guy.
Oh, they got
Who did they?
The boy from the Kings. The dude from the Kings, George Hill.
George Hill. There you go, George Hill. Damn, sorry, George Hill. It's not that I'm not a fan. I just forgot with all the players coming and going that you were a part of that thing. So I think he solid vet. He can shoot. He defends. The Cavs got younger, and I think that's one thing that they were missing too. So hopefully Kyle Korver just dropped 30 the other night. I hope everything rejuvenates the Cavs and they get back to where we're used to seeing them be at. But there's going to be the matter of chemistry again too. You know, after All-Star break, they're going to have 20-something games left. Is that enough to get them out of the East? I don't know. I never bet against LeBron, so I'm gonna say yes, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's the big question. TBD. We'll see after this fucking All-Star break what happens.
Yeah. You should know this. We've got a sponsor, and so I want to read the ad copy from our newest sponsor. This episode is brought to you by Playtex, because when you're bleeding, it's absorption you're going to be needing. Playtex, soaking up blood since 1932. Shouts out to Playtex.
That's as random as it fucking gets.
Yeah. So yeah, hey, all the companies out there, if you're looking for a sponsor for all our dozens and dozens of fans, we'll be more than happy to to read whatever copy you provide, like the good folks at Playtex did.
Yeah, cut that check though.
Yeah.
I gotta. What's that?
Yeah, go ahead. You go first.
So I got a couple things regarding Instagram.
Okay.
I just want to let you know that I was on Ocho Cinco's Instagram. And,
I'm sorry, who's Instagram?
Ocho Cinco's, Chad Johnson.
Oh, Chad Johnson. Gotcha.
And I kind of put it out there. I put a challenge out to Chad. And the challenge was, hey, Chad, if one of us, IQ or TC, can beat you in the 40, the next time you're out here in California, you got to come on as a guest on our show. Now, if he wins, then he gets a free fried bologna sandwich. Win-win, I know. Now, here's the thing, definitely. Though. Yeah, now if he accepts, Chad Johnson's probably still running 4-4. So we best to get started training.
What do you mean we?
Well, I'm assuming,
See, IQ. See, this is where you fuck up. You do this all the time. Need I remind you of the time you got your ass kicked in the boxing ring and almost shat on yourself with that body shot? Need I remind you of the time that little girl made you tap out? You get yourself in these situations, and now you're trying to include me in them. I know I can't. I've never ran a 4-4 anything in my life. Now, I've never been slow, but I've never been fast. So, you're on your own on this, homie. I'm not training to try to beat Chad Johnson in the 40. Are you crazy?
Hey, man. Hey. Couple things, man. Like 50 said, if shit hit the fan, we might as well all die together, bruh. And my thing is...
You die by yourself on this one. You're on your own.
Hey, my thing is, hey, for the show, I'm willing to blow out a couple hamstrings, man. Now, so we'll see. The challenge is still out there. The ball's in Chad's court. Now,
Chad can be at the starting line. I could be at the 30, and he still beat me.
That's a 95% chance that could happen. Yes. Now, the other thing about Instagram I wanted to bring up, because just it's a random observation, right? Now, we're both big boxing fans, and we're both fans of Mayweather. What he done in the ring is incredible.
Right.
Now, I'm not sure if you're aware, but unlike many athletes and celebrities, Mayweather has his comments turned off on all his Instagram posts. So all you can do is like. and it's understandably, you know, you get it. You understand why.
For a guy like him, that makes a lot of sense.
There's a fucking a lot of hate coming Mayweather's way. So I'm on his page and I'm scrolling through, right? And that's when I realized, like, wait, you can't comment on this shit, right? And my immediate thought after I said that was, man, on one hand, I get it, the success it brings about hate, but I can't understand where this much hate is coming from. Then I continue scrolling, and it hit me. Now, think about all the successful people, celebrities, athletes, just the big names out there. And just think about their social media pages, whatever it may be, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I can't name another celebrity. I can't think of a celebrity page where if you scroll through their timeline, there's nothing inspirational posted. So what I mean by that is, on Floyd Mayweather's Instagram, and, you know, forgive me, but I didn't scroll through the entire fucking catalog of his Instagram, but on what I've seen, everything is, yo, I know you like my Beverly Hills kitchen, probably the size of your house. I'm just chilling right now. Or check out my $30,000 ping pong table, see-through crystal glass. But I didn't see anything like, yo, here's my new Rolls Royce, you know, from humble beginnings. Hey, y'all, anybody can make it. There's nothing like that. Nothing. Yeah. Nothing whatsoever.
Yeah. Floyd's kind of a fucking asshole.
But bro, have you ever heard of that? Have you ever seen that on anybody else's page? Nothing inspiring to fans.
Well, for whatever reason, I think Floyd still wants everybody to hate him. Like, I understand the shit like this when he was, you know, Floyd Money Mayweather and he was promoting fights and shit. But, I mean, either he's, because he just also posted some flagrant shit about Frank Lucas and that chinchilla fur coat that he had on. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, I think a fight might be getting promoted. This might be just the start of it. I hope man. Not, but I have no other reason to think that. Like, why would you just try to remind people how shitty their life is and they're fans of yours? Right. Like, yeah, man, I get it. $30,000 on your crystal glass ping pong table is my yearly salary. All right, man, I get it. Like,
and
you really
that's
want me
funny
to feel shitty about this forever? Come on,
right?
That's fucked up.
And that's funny you say that, because as I was scrolling through this shit, reading the captions, I said that shit to myself. I was like, okay, I get it. You're rich. Okay, I get it. You have a lot of cars. Okay, I get it. The kitchen's bigger than my house. But there was nothing like, fuck, man, I got to get on the grind. I mean, you know, obviously the success is motivation in itself, but there was nothing uplifting on this nigga's page.
That's because he doesn't give a shit about anything but himself.
Shit. Yeah,
I love Floyd Mayweather, the boxer. I think Floyd Mayweather, like, I've said a lot of good things about Floyd as it relates to my interactions with him. But like the other shit that he does, that I don't know if that is still part of his persona. If that's that part of Floyd Mayweather, I can't fuck with. I don't like that guy.
Yeah. The shit where he reminds you how much money he has and how little you have. Yeah, I kind of feel you on that. I mean, think about it. If me and you had a friend that was like that, you'd be like, "Hey, fuck that dude. We can't hang out with that dude anymore, man. That nigga's annoying."
Yeah. because he's insecure. But one thing I say about Floyd, and I said about this before, is like Floyd Mayweather made all of that for himself because he worked harder than everybody else. He was more gifted than anybody else. So in a way, yeah, anybody can do it. As far as how much work are you willing to put in, what sacrifices are you willing to make? But you don't have to like be a dick.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh man. There's been some funny shit going on, but speaking of, like social media and the internet, and like Floyd disabled his comments, but we just got a comment on one of our videos on YouTube that I wanted to talk about. And I believe it was you who made me aware of this. I don't think I found this on my own, is what I'm saying. I forget what video it was or what we were talking about. I'm not sure if it was a full call or if it was an unfuckwittable, if it was one of our, whatever. If you guys haven't checked this out on YouTube, it was a full call. Okay. Yeah, we have all our calls and our some of our segments on YouTube. And one of the comments said something like, "What did Trump do to you niggers?" Exactly. Shut up. Or something like that. Mm-hmm. And niggers, ERS. I assume this is a white person. This would be my guess. Considering the racist tone that they took, I'm just going to make an assumption. And it seems like they're a Trump supporter. I found it kind of funny. And the only reason I found it funny is, don't get me wrong, there's nothing funny about being called the air quotes N-word. But it's funny because I guarantee that person would not say that to either one of our faces. And definitely not to our faces while we were together. And this also leads me into my unfuckwittable. So IQ, if you don't mind, I would like to take a moment to tell you my unfuckwittable for the week.
Let's do this.
So I said all that shit a minute ago to say that my unfuckwittable for the week are motherfuckers who get bold behind a keyboard. Listen, you pussy ass motherfuckers. Actually, you know what? I strike that, because pussy ass motherfuckers don't listen to Fried Bologna. But if you happen to know any of these pussy ass motherfuckers that I'm referring to, make sure you deliver this message for me. Anybody can throw bricks and hide their hands. Anybody can hide behind their keyboard. If you really have that hate in your heart, if you are really about that life, approach somebody with that same energy, those same words, that same attitude, and see if it yields the results that you're looking for. I'm willing to go out on a limb and say it doesn't. I'm also willing to go out on a limb and say you're probably going to get a mud hole stomped in your ass. And you had it coming because you thought shit was sweet out here, and it's not. Quiet, stay to the self motherfuckers like me will slap the shit out you if you say some outlandish shit to us. So all these people out there who think that they're tough guys behind the keyboard, think that they're intimidating somebody behind the keyboard, think that they're going to evoke some kind of fear into me by calling me a nigger on YouTube, come say that shit to my face or IQ's face or any of our homies' faces that would likely choke the life out of you if you did some stupid shit like that. Go for it. This is not a dare. I just think you should be the tough guy that you are. Or tough woman. Because some of you bitches are crazy too. So, yeah, that's it. That's my unfuckwittable.
Hey, well done, bruh. Now, I just want to add something to that because you did mention, you know, when you see a comment like that, it's kind of like you get a little chuck out of it because you realize what it is. You realize it's just a dude hiding behind a keyboard, like you said. Now, when I first saw the comment, yes, I did laugh a little bit, you know. And then all of a sudden, I heard something. It was faint. It was faint. And I said, wait, what was that? What was that? Somebody's talking. There was a little voice in my head. You know what the little voice said? It said, hey, IQ, track that nigga down. and and I said, you know what, little voice? I think that's a good idea. And so I try to do my homework to, like, you know, my best Google search type of expertise to find just to find some intel on this guy. You know, hey, maybe he's in a city near us. You know, we just want to have a conversation. But you know, I just don't have enough resources for that. I couldn't pinpoint his location. I couldn't pinpoint exactly who he was. And then that's where I realized, I said, you see, this is why somebody like me will never win the fucking lottery or will never be super mega rich, because I know who I am, and I know that I would have an account. You know how you can rename your accounts? I would have an account entitled "About That Bullshit," and I would just have $1 million in there for legal fees. Legal fees, bail, etc. And I would just renew it every year, $1 million a year, just for this type of shit. And if I had $1 million in the bank right now, yes, I would hire some of the best hackers that are out there just to find this guy. It's sad, I know, but
no.
That's the
I
only
understand
way.
things like this.
Right? That's the only thing. That's the only way shit like this actually gets stopped.
Yeah. I think not enough people check motherfuckers. Like, this is the great irony about what our country has kind of turned into. Like, on one hand, we are some of the softest, can't take criticism ass people that you've ever met. You're not allowed to lose. Everybody gets a trophy. Everybody's special. And then on the other hand, you've got people who are trying to follow, I guess, the Trump model and say what's on their minds and be offensive for the sake of being offensive, or they are just really shitty people and now feel like they have the license to say fucked up shit to people. So it's kind of a dichotomy. It's like you got pussies on one side and fucking brash and cocky motherfuckers on the other side. Like,
Yeah.
How can these worlds kind of collide to develop people that are willing to say what's on their mind, but do it in such a manner that it's not, it's palatable enough for someone to not be too sensitive to not take it offensively.
Right.
Because I think it's kind of important to have those cocky, brash, speak from their mind or heart or lack thereof, either one of those things, and just say shit. But you got to be able just to not just say, what has Trump done to you niggers? And say, please explain to me how Donald Trump has impacted your life personally as black people. See, that question, that question is respectable. And it might even yield a reply, because I contemplated replying. I really did. But you can't give energy to that kind of stupid shit. Like, it's just dumb to go back and forth with somebody you're never going to meet to slap the shit out of in the first place.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And look, to piggyback off what you said, social media has made this just a global virus. It's like at first social media was dope because it gave everyone a voice, essentially, right? But be careful what you wish for, because see, now you've allowed the ability with anyone that has a voice to potentially go viral. Unfortunately, that also includes stupid ass, dumb ass ideas. And I don't know in any instance where a stupid idea should go viral. Good ideas, things of empowerment, encouragement, inspiration, those things should be going viral, right? But when stupidity or racism or prejudice goes viral, it hurts us all.
Yes, it does. Because you fuel that fire for better or for worse.
Right, man.
Yeah. Switching gears here. One of my homegirls just made me aware of this app that's out there. And before I tell you the details of this app, I'll ask you a couple questions. So you know how these young ladies on social media, on Instagram, we'll say specifically, how they'll use filters or makeup or lighting or other creative ways to really disguise how they truly look.
Yeah.
And ladies, if you're listening and you think I'm wrong, you know I'm not. You know that there's some witchcraft afoot with how you guys do things. There's makeup that makes you look like somebody completely different, contouring and whatnot. And then there's those filters and lighting that makes your skin look blemish free. Somehow you have insanely perfect proportions. Creative lighting makes your skin tone look like it really isn't. Just different parts of you just don't look the same. And that you guys have been deceiving men for far too long. Thank God there's now an app out there that allows us to deceive these ladies too. And this app is called Manly. Manly allows your not so in shape, not so good looking, baby faced, no tattooed men be everything I just said, except the opposite, of course. They can give you abs. They can give you bigger biceps. You can digitally impose tattoos. You can digitally impose 5 o'clock shadow. Hairstyles. This app lets you do some of the witchcraft and wizardry that goes on Instagram every day. And I fully support it. Now, I don't support it because I'm one of those guys that I just named. I'm actually quite handsome. I do have facial hair. I'm in reasonable shape. So I don't find myself using this app. But for all you ogres out there, this app is going to get you some bitches. So it's called Manly. And I think you got to pay for it, though. So that's the only downside.
Oh, damn. Wow.
Yeah, you might want to look into this, IQ.
Shit just got faker. Jeez. Shit just got faker. Okay.
Yeah, man. Fake is the new real. Did you not know that?
On one hand, I'm like, wow, okay, the dude's got something to hit the ladies with. But then, again, the little voice in the back of my head was like, oh, God, we're doomed. Now we're doomed. Like, we won't know what's real anymore with anything. Oh, man. And,
yeah.
First off, the thing is this. I really can't support any dude that uses that. I can't. I can't rock with you. I can't. Like, if you called me after this episode, you say, hey, man, I'm on this app, man, and it's great. I would be like, you know what, TC? We might have to end the show. Because now I don't know. I can't respect you, bro. That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, well, I don't want you or our listeners to misunderstand me. I support a man using this app to deceive women, just like those women use apps to deceive men. I support that. Like, I think we should also be on the deceiving end too. But I don't respect a man who uses this app either. I think this is the least manly thing you could do. Get your lazy, ugly ass in the gym. Or start making some money to attract these chicks. One of the two. But don't start fucking airbrushing yourself up with no app. So yeah, for that I do agree. But then, like I said, the first part is deceive away.
Yeah, man. Just work with what you got.
Man,
That's
people
all.
are afraid of being ugly these days. And I know that is, I'm saying that from a place of handsomeness. So I know that it's not the same. It's like a white person trying to really understand the struggles of a black person. Like, they really can't. They can't walk in those shoes. So all you uggos out there, I can't relate. However, like IQ said, just work what you got. Be the best you can be.
Wait, but you said you're coming from a place of handsomeness with this. That's some Floyd Mayweather shit. You're talking like you're Tyson Beckford.
Oh no, I'm not Tyson Bedford. I mean, thank you, thanks a lot. I appreciate that, but no. Tyson Bedford's a lot more dark skinned than I am.
You're talking like you're on some. All right, well, hey. I mean, I guess you got to respect the confidence, but yeah, I wouldn't.
It's also true, but
again, I respect the confidence, man. But I'm not with that bullshit. And but again, I'm not an ugly dude either. So yeah,
sure.
I guess if you're presented with fucking tools, I guess why not use the tools? I guess.
Exactly. So Manly, if you want to sponsor the Fried Bologna show too, I'm pretty sure we got some ugly people who listen to this show, ugly men that would love to use this app to get the ugly asses some women. So we'll be more than happy to endorse your product.
That was a hell of a plug. Shit, we better get it. We better get sponsorship for this shit. We just spent like 20 minutes talking about this. Cut that fucking check for real, bruh. Shit.
Yeah. Shit. What else has been going on out there, man? I feel like I've been disconnected from the world this week.
Well, I mean, do you? Yeah, same here a little bit, man. Fuck. I did have something I wanted to ask you. Oh, okay. Now it kind of does play into the Floyd Mayweather thing a little bit, but just in general, you remember that line in The Dark Knight where Harvey Dent is like, "You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain."
Right.
Now,
And I believe Jay-Z also said that in the song Monster, where he gave one of the most uninspired verses that I've ever heard from Jay-Z. Fucking terrible verse. Nicki Minaj ate you on that verse. Nicki Minaj. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
Hey, man. I agree with you on that shit, though, by the way. Yeah, that was half-assed. But, so, in the age of, people becoming overnight celebrities, courtesy of social media, people kind of multiplying their fame due to social media, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the same holds true where you either die unknown or live long enough to eventually become a well, let me rephrase it. If you're a celebrity or if you're just somewhat famous, do you think it's only a matter of time before one becomes an asshole?
It would seem like these days the answer is yes. Now we're still holding out hope on Denzel and Tom Hanks. John Ritter left us early. So we never, fortunately, if he was an asshole, we never got to see it because I like John Ritter. But we still have a few wholesome guys that are getting up there in age, and they still have been, respectable. But I would say if you're talking about guys like Kevin Spacey, then no. If you're talking about, I guess Harvey Weinstein too, then no. I think it's a pretty good percentage on both. That some are getting older, and we realize that Charlie Rose, fucking Matt Lauer, like we're realizing that these guys are assholes, but there's still a pretty decent amount of guys that have aged and we still think highly of them. Scott Baio,
my thing,
is that his name? Apparently, this motherfucker's an asshole too, molesting 15-year-old people.
Who is that?
Scott Baio. See, exactly. Who the fuck's Scott Baio? Why is he coming up in conversation these days? But anyway, he allegedly...
Charles in charge?
Yeah, there you go.
Bruh!
Yeah, apparently molested that girl in there when she was like 15 or some shit.
Good.
So of course, he's denying allegations.
Fuck, man. Well,
he's living long enough to see himself become a villain.
Yeah, man. Because I asked that because, I feel like the number of dudes or females as well, that are famous but still appear to be humble, appear to be, I guess, somewhat still selfless. It's a very small percentage. Now, a good example of this, and I'm not going to call out any names here, but a boxer I used to follow represented blue collar, represented just staying humble, represented just putting your head down and staying on the grind. Now, I recently had started following him on Instagram, right? Because he's a type of dude where you root for him. And then you realize, similar situation. Damn near every post is, I'm putting that work in. What y'all do today? I'm putting my life on the line for this. What y'all doing today? Y'all got to get better. I was like, it wasn't like this before, bro. It was more like getting out there trying to get it, man. One day at a time. It was more, hey, didn't go my way today, but I'm going to wake up and try to get better tomorrow.
I think you're uncovering the problem with social media. Is now it kind of depends on who you are too, because apparently Will Smith has been killing the positive game on Instagram lately.
True,
but
yes.
In order to get attention to yourself, you're gonna have to do something or be something that's a little controversial to get people talking. You can't really get attention by starting out doing good shit. Like, you got to be controversial. You got to be something or someone people hate. And I don't understand it. I don't get it, and I don't support it for whatever that's worth.
Fried Bologna's against that shit.
We don't support that sucker shit. I'm glad I remembered this because I know we got to get going in a minute. But this Quincy Jones interview has been a huge topic of this past week. Mainly, how many times Quincy Jones uses the term motherfucker. And most shockingly, saying Marlon Brando fucked Marvin Gaye and Richard Pryor. Now, it's 2018. I'm not entirely shocked that men get down with each other. Like that's not shocking. However, I think what is a little shocking is how cavalier Quincy Jones was in talking about how other people was getting fucked. And conveniently left out how he was trying to fuck Tupac. He, as in Quincy Jones himself, was trying to fuck Tupac. Now, who's going to tell that story when Quincy Jones dies?
Yeah.
So,
I
although shocking again that he insinuated that Marlon Brando was piping down the man who made Sexual Healing, Marvin Gaye. What's going on? And also, one of the funniest comedians of all time, some would argue the funniest comedian of all time, everybody's favorite recovering coke addict, Richard Pryor. That's fucking nuts. Do you think it was a threesome? Or do you think like Marlon asked them out on a date and just got their draws by the end of the night?
Well, gotta be honest. Didn't go there. Didn't think about that. But
I want to know how these guys get wooed. Is it drugs? Like, does drugs start it? Or like I don't know. These guys are not coming off as like gay,
right?
So
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how it happened. Although a Richard Pryor interview did imply that he does like guys, and he's also admitted to sucking dick for coke when he was going through that whole drug problem too. So I guess it's not as shocking as it might seem.
Yeah, there was never a dull moment with Richard Pryor. Shit was wild. Shit was on some Rick James level shit. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, like you said, they don't come across like they're into that shit, right? So I just imagine it was some shit where, you know how like when you're like, let's say you're playing Madden shit, and then it's like both of y'all go and reach for like controller one, and your hands touch. Now the immediate reaction is like, oh shit, my bad. Like let me go to the other one. Let me go to the other controller. I just imagine some shit like that. Like, hey man, hand me a beer. Hands touch, and rather than the immediate pull back, it's like
they pull their dicks out. Right.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
I just imagine that's how it happens. Yeah. Yeah.
Or they were just super fueled up on coke, and one thing led to another.
Yeah, or that, yeah. They're completely out of their fucking minds on coke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quincy Jones said Marlon Brando would fuck a mailbox. I wonder if Marlon Brando fucked Quincy Jones. Like, because like, Quincy Jones also just came out and said he had like 22 girlfriends. Right? So now he's like this, big time, like 85-year-old player. So like, I don't think he's going to say any shit to implicate him as either a closeted gay or bisexual or bi-curious or whatever. So he's definitely going to leave that shit out. But, if you're going to like just toss dead people underneath a bus, you might as well do that to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. But, I think this is a good example of getting old. It's like the older you get, the less you think that your shit stinks, and the less fucks you give. So this is a good example of this. Yeah,
man, he doesn't give a fuck. And but also, this actually was my favorite part of the interview. And I don't know why, but he basically said the Beatles were trash. He said that Ringo sucked. He said Paul sucked. Like, I don't know why I love that so much. Maybe because of how revered they are, and I'm a hater. But he said the Beatles were trash. Hey, and nobody can argue with Quincy Jones because Quincy Jones knows more about music than your favorite musician.
Yeah.
Quincy Jones is a musical savant. If he says somebody sucks at an instrument that they play, he's right.
I would have to agree with that. It's like if Michael Jackson came out if he was still alive and said some shit about a current huge band today. I'd be like, it is fucking Michael Jackson. He's might know right. a little something. Yeah. So yeah, I while I read that, I was like, God damn, that's some harsh shit, you know. It's Quincy Jones. He would know. He would truly know their talents. Yeah.
Yeah, I was never into the Beatles anyway, but now I'm definitely not into the Beatles. Fuck the Beatles. I'm rolling with Quincy. Because of Quincy the God. Quincy has spoken. You know, I've only known one other man named Quincy, and as fate would have it, he was not a white guy. Although I think if I ever met a white guy named Quincy, I would really love to be his best friend. Because it would take everybody by surprise when I was like, yeah, I was kicking it with my friend Quincy. And then like after they hear so many stories about Quincy, they finally get brought around Quincy. And they're like, oh, I thought you said your boy Quincy was going to be here. I was like, yeah, this is Quincy. And then they'd be surprised as shit. So I would love to have a white friend named Quincy. But anyway, I've only known one other Quincy in my life. That's not a popular name.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm gonna keep it real. The only other Quincy I know is Quincy from Juice, and they call that nigga Q. So
yeah, but that was a character.
With you on that one. Yeah, that's the only nigga I know. The dude I know named Quincy. It is a rare name.
Yeah,
I think you're right. Yeah.
Hey, when you have a son, name him Quincy.
I can't pull that trigger.
That's a very tough commitment to make. That's like naming him DeBrickashaw.
Yeah. Or DeLeon. Yeah, man. Yeah. Ethnic names.
Yeah, you got to name them something. A little.
I mean, if I care about his future.
Yeah.
If I care about his future. But as of right now, you know, just me being ignorant, my number one name right now for my son, and don't get it twisted. I'm not expecting a child, or I'm not expecting a son or whatever. But
that's too bad.
Right now, it's Dante, and I know. I'm just feeding into that bullshit, but right now it's Dante.
What's up with the name Dante?
Well, that's the thing. It's just one of the I guess to come up with better names, you kind of have to be in that moment and actually be expecting a child. But the times I've been asked, like, hey, what would you name your kid if you had a son? I'm like, I don't know, Dante.
I mean, but why Dante? You just like the name?
I just like the name. You know, it's kind of. Well,
yeah, I think you should depends how you look at it. Other names,
because people come at me like, oh God, that's so stereotypical. That's too fucking. That's black. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, but have we forgotten about Dante's Inferno? Huh?
That's true. That's true.
Right? You really think about it. I
don't know, but I don't know if Shakespeare was writing plays. Was that Shakespeare?
Nah.
Fuck, who was that? I don't know who Dante's Inferno was.
We should just end the call there.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't think there's any black dudes named Dante back then.
Oh, shit.
I'm about to look up who Dante's Inferno was written by. I don't know, man. Anyway, moving right along. And written by Dante Alighieri. The guy who wrote his name was Dante. I don't believe I ever knew that.
Go figure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I didn't pay attention in my some of my literature classes. So
shit, who did?
I used to go to gradesaver.com. Gradesaver used to any literature, anything you needed to read, it'll give you a synopsis of the whole, book, the foreshadowing, the themes, all the character descriptions. I never read a book in high school.
Yeah, but I don't know about you, but I had a English class sophomore year, and we had to do 4 book reports a year. And the problem with the teacher's format was it was 101 book reports.
Oh shit!
And so sometimes, that shit would feel like a fucking interrogation. She'd be like, "So tell me about what you think about Harry's predicament in chapter 3." I'd be sweating fucking bullets. I'd be like, "Well, shit."
Did you have to swear
you had to
in
persevere.
Did you have to get sworn in before you get that book report?
She just wasn't playing she wasn't about that bullshit. She's like, "I'm gonna make sure these motherfuckers read these books." And I'd be sweating bullets in them classes, man. It'd be just 1-on-1. You and her empty class, and she'd be asking you questions like, "If you answer this wrong, I know you didn't read this shit."
She'd be like,
"Oh God,
you know you fucked up, right? You know you fucked up."
Yeah,
you fucked
that's
up,
exactly
right?
how I felt. Yeah. She was like, "So tell me about chapter 5." And I'd be like, "Well, this happened," and she'd be like, "Oh, that shit happened in chapter 6, bruh." I'm like, "Oh God." Oh God.
Shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, she was setting y'all up.
For real.
Kind
man.
of a bitch of a teacher to do some shit like that.
Ever. Yeah, hey, but hey, at the end of the day though, niggas was reading them books, So
yeah,
shout out to the English teacher sophomore year.
Yeah, she actually wasn't a bitch. I'm an asshole for saying that. She was just trying to make y'all better.
Yeah. We support education here at Fried Bologna, man.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, that wasn't a cool thing for me to say. She's actually a great teacher who cares. We need more teachers like her, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, bro.
My bad.
Shit.
I was wrong.
It's all good, man. Hey, shit, man. Hey, but it's about that time, bro.
Yes, it is. Hey, thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to talk to your boy. Appreciate that.
Oh, my pleasure, bro. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you, and as always, man, we're just a couple of suburban hood niggas out here trying to make it.
Amen, brother. Amen.
All right, man. You take it easy.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace.